Let's talk about building a career in education that you can not only survive, but actually thrive in for the long haul. Because let's be real, the goal is to make a lasting impact, right? But so often the reality is just burnout. So, how do we build a career that actually sustains us? Well, today we're going to walk through a powerful four-pillar framework designed to do exactly that. And this quote right here, it just gets to the very heart of it all, doesn't it? As educators, you spend your days sustaining everyone else. This is all about finally creating a system to sustain you. I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. Does this question hit home? That feeling of just constantly running on fumes, navigating chronic stress, or feeling like you're just stuck in survival mode. If that sounds familiar, please know you are absolutely not alone. We're going to look at a real foundational solution to start filling that tank back up. So here's our game plan. We're going to start by talking about the wellness challenge itself. Then we'll dive deep into each of the four pillars: regulate and recharge, fueling for energy, movement for longevity, and strategic support. And finally, we'll tie it all together with the core philosophy behind this whole approach. Okay, first things first, and this is so important. We have to acknowledge the reality of the situation. Burnout is not a personal failure. It is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of systemic overload. It just means that the demands placed on you have officially exceeded your capacity. So the answer isn't to just be more resilient or try harder. The real solution is to build a much stronger foundation from the ground up. And this framework is for pretty much everyone in the school community. Whether you're a classroom teacher, an instructional aide, a school administrator, it doesn't matter if you're in your first year or your 30th. This is for anyone who feels depleted and is looking for wellness that's actually realistic, not another extreme, time-consuming program. All right, let's get into our first pillar: regulate and recharge. Think of this as the concrete foundation for everything else. And I'm not talking about bubble baths or spa days. This is about building genuine, rock-solid emotional resilience by learning how to support your body's own nervous system. So the focus here is making a huge shift, moving away from just coping with stress after the fact and toward proactively managing it in the moment. It's about having simple tools you can use anytime. For instance, something called the physiological sigh. It's just a quick double inhale through your nose, then a long, slow exhale through your mouth. It's a tiny reset button for your nervous system you can press between classes. It's about having tools like that and finally learning how to set boundaries without feeling guilty about it. And just look at how practical these outcomes are. You learn to see burnout for what it is: overload. You get these simple, effective tools to stop the stress of the school day from spilling over into your personal life so you can actually leave work at work. It's about truly decompressing and remembering who you are outside of your job title. And what's the result of all this? Well, when your nervous system is regulated, you're not just surviving anymore. You actually feel calmer. You're more present with your students, and you're more present with your own family. You get to the end of the day feeling tired, sure, but not completely and utterly depleted. Now, with that calm foundation in place, we can start building on it with pillar number 2, fueling for energy. And listen, this has nothing to do with restrictive diets or complicated meal plans. This is about foundational fueling. It's about learning how to give your body what it actually needs to have consistent, steady energy all day long. And seriously, it can be this simple. The Balanced Plate framework isn't about counting calories. It's just a simple visual guide. For any meal, you just aim for a portion of protein about the size of your palm. That's going to keep you full. Add a fistful of good, healthy carbs for sustained energy, and then just fill the rest of your plate with veggies. That simple structure is the secret weapon to preventing those afternoon energy crashes we all know so well. The best part is, the benefits kick in almost immediately. You start to get really stable energy levels throughout the day. You're supporting your metabolism, and mealtime actually becomes simpler, not another source of stress. And you start to tune into the basics we so often forget, like making sure we're actually hydrated. And here's the bottom line. This is the shift that happens. You go from running on coffee and pure adrenaline, which is just survival mode, plain and simple, to having this steady, reliable energy that carries you through your entire day. Okay, moving on to our third pillar, movement. This one is all about completely reframing our relationship with exercise. It's not punishment for what you ate. It's not a chore. It is a powerful tool to build a body that is capable, strong, and resilient enough for the very real physical demands of a long teaching career. And the foundation can be incredibly simple, just aiming for about 8,000 steps a day. I know that might sound like a huge number, but think about it.
with all the walking you do around a school building, plus maybe a short walk on your lunch break or right after school, it's actually really achievable. And it is one of the best stress reducers out there.
But it's the long-term outcomes that are the real prize here. This kind of consistent movement helps preserve your muscle and your joint health, which you absolutely need to be on your feet all day. It builds your cardiovascular engine so you have more stamina, and it helps prevent all that nagging stiffness and the little injuries that can really add up over a career. So when you start moving for capability, not just for punishment, you're not just getting fit. No, you're actively building more energy for your day, you're creating more resilience to stress, and you are literally investing in your own physical longevity. All right, let's talk about our final pillar. Think of this one as a smart support system for all the others. This is about using supplements strategically, not as a magic bullet, but to fill in the gaps. And the key here is doing it based on actual evidence, not on slick marketing hype or some quick fix gimmick.
The idea is just to cut through all the noise and focus on a few key science-backed supplements that really support a teacher's specific needs. Things like creatine, which is fantastic for cognitive energy and focus, or magnesium, which can dramatically improve sleep quality and help with stress. We learn to spot the hype and stick with what actually works. And look how these outcomes are tied directly to the daily challenges of teaching. We're talking about better cognitive endurance for those long, demanding days, enhanced sleep quality so you can actually recover, and maybe most importantly, building this calm confidence that you're making smart choices for your health, not just throwing money away on stuff that doesn't work. And that's the real goal here, to make it all simple and clear. You can learn to supplement with total confidence, knowing you're making wise choices, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the thousands of options out there. So now that we have walked through all 4 of the pillars, let's just zoom out for a minute and look at the core philosophy that holds this entire framework together. These are really the guiding principles that make this approach so sustainable. And this philosophy is truly what makes it all click. It's about choosing small, consistent actions over big, intense, all-or-nothing efforts. It's about support, not pressure. It's about focusing on what your body can do for you, not just on how it looks. Every single piece is designed for the long haul, for genuine sustainability, not for some quick temporary fix. And look, this isn't just a nice theory. The impact is real. Educators who put these pillars into practice report tangible results. They have more energy every day. They see their burnout symptoms decrease. They feel more in control of their moods. They sleep better and recover more fully. And all of that adds up to one thing: greater professional longevity. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. You don't have to tackle all of this at once. Just imagine for a second. What if you picked just one pillar to start with? Maybe it's regulating your nervous system, or maybe it's just fueling for more energy. What would building just one of these pillars do for you, for your students, and for your career over the next 5 years?